Today on People Now, Kendra Wilkinson and Hank Baskett are preparing to separate. We have exclusive new details.
Mariska Hargitay opens up about her marriage, kids, and SVU in this week's People cover story.
Why did Roseanne Barr think she was going blind?
Tyra Banks gets real about her failed attempts with in vitro fertilization.
Things are getting good, you know. I mean, listen, you have good days and you have bad days.
Ray J clears the air about rumors surrounding family conflict and speculation that his sister Brandy is pregnant.
And the cast of Jersey Shore Family Reunion is here with some confident predictions about Sammi's sweetheart.
It is all today on People Now. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to People Now. Let's start today with the fist pump. Boom, boom, got it going. We sit down with the cast of Jersey Shore. He's got, Jersey Shore Family Vacation for an exclusive chat. We got the word on what to expect this season.
Yeah, so in celebration of all things GTL, we want to know, what's your favorite Jersey Shore catchprise? Let us know. Tweet us at People with the hashtag People Now.
By the way, I can't believe how many people are so excited for this.
People are so pumped for this.
Lined up to meet him, the whole thing.
I know.
We're excited to talk about it.
I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. All right, first though, guys, here's what you need to know and what's trending for today. Breaking news right now. Feldman is trending on Twitter this morning. He has tweeted himself that he is in the hospital after a man opened his car door and allegedly stabbed him. According to Feldman, he was in the car with a security detail when three men approached the car. One of those men opened Feldman's door and attacked him, then fled the scene. Feldman does not say in his tweets where on his body he was stabbed, but TMZ is reporting that he was stabbed in the stomach. Meanwhile, Feldman says that he's okay, and LAPD is currently investigating the case as an attempted homicide. This is unconfirmed by LAPD at this time, but Feldman says in a follow-up tweet that he's been receiving threats from an online group that he calls the Wolf Pack, and he alleges, quote, "This, I'm sure, is a result of those negative actions." You guys, you can stay on people.com for all the latest developments on this story as they become available. Now on to this. After nearly 9 years of marriage, a split between Kendra Wilkinson and her husband, Hank Baskett, appears to be imminent. According to a source close to Wilkinson, the couple has, quote, been having a really tough time, especially over the last 3 to 6 months. The source goes on to say of Wilkinson, she's always been someone who wanted to be fully committed, married forever, and was definitely a I'll never get a divorce kind of girl. But she really lost trust in her marriage, and she's realized there's no turning back. The couple who've been spotted not wearing their wedding rings have been married since 2009. Now, in 2014, their relationship was rocked by a scandal when Baskett allegedly had an affair with a transgender model, while Wilkinson was 8 months pregnant. Although the two remained committed to each other in the wake of his cheating, the source tells People, quote, "Kendra is just not happy. They bicker all the time, and she hasn't been able to trust them." As Kendra and Hank navigate the possibility of a split, they're staying focused on the well-being of their kids, son Hank and Hank the fourth, and daughter Elijah. Now the source says, quote, "They're still talking, but it's mostly for the kids. It's really important to both of them that they don't traumatize the kids. They're going to try to be their best to have a graceful separation." Wilkinson, meanwhile, is dedicating her time and energy to both her children and herself. The source adds, quote, "She's been going on hikes, working out, doing a ton of Pilates, and just trying to stay healthy. She's also spending a ton of time with girlfriends and has been leaning on them for support. They've been trying to help her keep her mind off her marital issues." And stay on people.com for details on that story. In this week's People cover story, Mariska Hargitay is opening up about everything from her dramatic Hollywood childhood to raising 3 kids with the man of her dreams. The daughter of legendary screen siren Jane Mansfield and bodybuilder Mickey Hargitay, the Law & Order SVU star has grown up in the spotlight, but manages to stay grounded with the help of her husband, the younger actor Peter Herman, and their 3 children. Mariska calls Peter her North Star, and she wells up talking about their kids, biological son August, adopted daughter Amaya, and adopted son Andrew, who range in age from 6 to 11. She says, quote, "Our family is so perfect, or at least perfect for me. Together we're just this whole happy, joyful, chaotic, crazy unit. I've never known anything that was more right." So what's Mariska's favorite part about motherhood? She told us.
One thing that has been so much fun, I would say, is the sense of humor. The kids, we all share this sort of bizarre sense of humor, but sometimes they say things that only I think is funny, and we just cry, we laugh, because, or that moment with your kids where they say something and you understand it so deeply and nobody else, they're like, what? And you're going, so I think it's that deep sort of shared experience and sense of humor.
And for more with Mariska, you can head to PeopleTV.com and pick up a copy of this week's People on newsstands Friday. Guys, we all know Roseanne Barr has never been shy about speaking her mind, but in this week's People, the 65-year-old actress is opening up about a private health crisis that gave her a new perspective on her tumultuous life. In the interview out Friday, Barr reveals that she was diagnosed in 2015 with macular degeneration and glaucoma and was told that she would eventually go blind. She coped with the news for about a year, only to learn that she was actually misdiagnosed. Her deteriorating vision had actually been caused by a mole on her eye, which will be removed in the next year or so. The actress tells People it was great news, saying, quote, "I'm positive that nothing will go right in life. It's never what you think, and it's never what you dread. It's always something else you didn't expect." She goes on to say you might as well live every day and have as much fun as you can, and Barr is having fun, both on her ABC Roseanne revival and on the island of Hawaii, where Barr lives with her boyfriend of 15 years. Guys, Tyra Banks and her mother, Carolyn London, open up in this week's issue of People about Tyra's heartbreaking journey to motherhood. She's now mom to 2-year-old son York, thanks to a surrogate. But Tyra actually first tried to have a baby on her own by using in vitro fertilization. Banks says her experience with IVF was emotional. Her mother, Carolyn, revealing, quote, "She set up a nursery and she put a tile in the floor that said, 'Mommy already loves you.' And then she found out the IVF had failed. It ripped my heart out." After that devastating moment, Banks turned to surrogacy, but that had its own set of troubles. Tyra admitting that all the stages in the process had her, quote, "living on edge." That is, until she finally held her son in her arms. And now that she's finally a mom, Tyra admits that she's happiest these days when she, baby York, and mother Carolyn are snuggled in bed together. And who could blame her? I'm glad to hear that that story has a happy ending, and we have more on Tyra later on in the show, guys, including her recent 30-pound weight loss, and she finally puts plastic surgery rumors to rest. You did not want to miss that. Well, there's some tension for the Norwoods. Reports of family drama swirling after Brandy and mom Sonia missed Ray J and Princess Love's baby shower over an alleged tweet. It's according to TMZ. The expectant mom alluded to Ray J's cheating ways in a now deleted post, causing the mom and sister to boycott the shower. I just caught up with Ray J, who gave me an update on how his family is doing today. Watch.
Things are getting good, you know?
Okay.
I mean, listen, you have good days and you have bad days, you know, in family. It's just unfortunate that sometimes people kind of take certain things they see and then go out and let the public know. But for us, we'll be fine, you know? I mean, it's just, we're right at the end stages of about to have a baby, so it's intense. I just, you know, I'm just holding my wife and making sure she's okay, making sure she's comfortable and she feels warm and positive. And from there, the family stuff will always be love, no matter what, you know, but I gotta make sure the baby and the wife's okay right now.
And speaking of babies, sister Brandy has been causing quite the stir on social media after many fans have speculated that the singer may be pregnant. Brandy has addressed pregnancy rumors in the past, saying she's, quote, "thicker than a Snicker." So what does brother Ray J make of all of that fuss?
You know, she likes the weight. You know, I hit her like, "Yo, I haven't seen you be," you know, I had to ask too, because too many people, she said, "I like my weight." You know, she just enjoying her weight, you know, but somebody said she was having our baby.
I saw that, like, and like
that
fans
she
are
was
picking
our
up on all that. I'm
surrogate.
like, what?
And I'm like, that would be love, okay? That would be the ultimate hookup if my sister was able to take time out of her life and have our baby. It's a little outrageous, but you know, those are just some of the things that happen in the press, and so for me, I kind of just chuckle it off.
He's used to life in the spotlight, and it's kind of nice to hear his perspective sort of clearing things up there.
Yeah, I love thicker than a Snicker too. I'm gonna keep thinking of that.
It's so great.
It's really good.
You have more training news for us.
Yes, Jeremy, we are kicking off Star Tracks with the bite heard around the world. This is a pretty insane story here. Beyonce is not letting Bitegate slow her down. The 36-year-old performer stepped out for Big Sean's 30th birthday Sunday night, rocking a pair of distressed denim jeans and a retro-inspired polka dot top. Big Sean posted the photos on his Instagram page late Tuesday, just hours after details emerged of an alleged biting incident following Jay-Z's December concert in Inglewood, California. Now, it's a story that's had all of Hollywood talking, and us, including TV mogul Ryan Murphy, who even pitched a new American crime idea to fans, captioning this post, "It's happening, who should play Beyonce?" Yeah, I think we'd all tune into that one. And model Chrissy Teigen apparently already discovered the mysterious biter's identity during an appearance on The Today Show Tuesday morning. The pregnant mama reveals, "It's not who I thought, I will say. The problem is I love everyone involved, so I'm like zip." Chrissy went on to explain how it's easy to make questionable decisions under the influence, adding, If I had $1 for every time that I had a few glasses of wine and would have done something like that, I asked my husband John yesterday, I was like, it's not me, is it? And other celebs have defended their honor in the midst of this incident. Lena Dunham tweeting, as the patron saint of she would do that, ... I didn't. Well, don't worry, Beehive. We will crack this case one day, we hope. All right, moving on to this. Life at Kensington Palace is about to get a whole lot messier. Kate Middleton's third baby is due any minute now, according to husband Prince William. And the busy mom is looking forward to taking time off before the royal-to-be's official arrival next month. While George and Charlotte are excited for a new brother or sister, a friend of the family admits, quote, Charlotte, as the youngest, may find it hard. But don't worry, little Charlotte. Charity executive Peter Fonagy says Kate is, quote, very keen on children and keen that they should be happy. She feels it's an incredible privilege to be a mom. The Duchess of Cambridge, who will jump back into the spotlight for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's May 19th wedding, will not resume work until after the fall, but she will have a few extra set of hands for when the going gets tough. Besides the couple's live-in nanny, former maternity nurse Sarah Dixon says William and Kate will hire a second nanny once the new baby arrives, adding there are many school holidays and sleepless nights to come. Well, cheers to Kate and her growing royal family, and those are your Star Treks for today.
All right, guys, stay with us. The cast of Jersey Shore are revealing their true feelings on Sammi Sweetheart not joining in on family vacation. Plus, Chappaquiddick stars Kate Mara and Jason Clarke talk about how the Kennedys responded to their new film. Stick around for that.
All right, let's check in on our question of the day. We want to know, what is your favorite Jersey Shore catchphrase? There's a lot to choose from. Let's see which saying stood the test of time.
Yeah, one user says, my personal fave is smush. I mean, have you ever heard a cuter way to describe what one nice thing?
That's
It's cute.
your face, there's a lot of thought. Another adds, I still say cabs are here. It gets you pumped for the night ahead.
Yeah, I mean, GTL is I mean, it's just such a great, it's like a lifestyle and a catchphrase.
Yeah, the catchphrases are great, but I will say Pauly D's hair has stood the test of time.
It really
It's
has.
even more magnificent now, I think.
And I love hearing all of them talk about his hair. Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll talk more about it. Keep the comments coming in. We're going to check in with you again soon. But first, we move on to this.
Yeah, it is happening. Like we're talking about, the GTL-loving Jersey Shore crew is back and heading to Miami for Jersey Shore family vacation.
There is one cast member who won't be joining in on the action. Of course, the fist-pumping action. That is Sammi Sweetheart.
Yeah, the Jersey girl who used to date castmate Ronnie decided to not be on the show revival.
Her castmates have said it's because she's in a good place with her life and her new relationship.
But the show is already signed on for a second season already.
We had to ask the cast if they think that she will change her mind after seeing the new show and join in for the next family vacation.
For somebody to say no to that this time, and then all the media and everybody, all those comments, she must see them. She must want to do it. I gotta say, she must have to want to do the second one.
I look at it like this. If she was never brought up again in the world or part of Jersey Shore, fine, like move on with your life and enjoy whatever life changes, you know, you have that don't make you want to come back. But for the simple fact that she will always be a part of us and she'll always be mentioned or brought up, at least capitalize on it. Speak your own truth. Come in, like, you know, fight us on whatever, or love us, or like be around us. It's just, it's kind of, she's not taking the opportunity.
Just tell your own story, not tell the world that you're a new story, a new life. What it's
Exactly.
like.
I don't know if she will though.
No?
Well, we tried to talk to her about
You would
that.
know.
Yeah, and she like was like, you know, I would love to, but she's just not into it anymore.
What?
In this week's People, Tyra Banks is getting candid about her thoughts on plastic surgery.
Yeah, it's been rumored for a long time that Tyra has had work done on her nose, and she finally admits that the rumor is true.
Yeah, Tyra revealed she got a nose job earlier on in her modeling career for a practical reason. The bones in her nose caused a constant itch.
But she also owned it as a cosmetic procedure, too.
Hey, she's owning it. Tyra says that women should be able to, quote, fix it or flaunt it.
Yeah, Banks also says that if a woman wants to change something, she's not one to judge them.
Yeah, speaking of judgments, Tyra also got real about criticism that she's faced about her weight over the years.
Tyra saying that at one point, she used to feel like her body wasn't even hers.
Yeah, but now she's moved on from those feelings, even slimmed down a bit in the process.
The model mama has lost 30 pounds these last 9 months. I suspect running after a toddler, it kind of does that kind of thing.
think so.
Weighing in at 159 pounds now. Remember, she's like 5'10" or
Yeah,
so.
she's very tall. But don't be fooled. Tyra still has her famous curves and is proud of it, saying, quote, I still got ass, I got boobs. Yeah, you have to indulge. Let me hear that.
It was an accident. I was driving.
A story like this could dominate the headlines for weeks.
Chief, we got a body. A dead body holds a lot of secrets. Those can be the difference between guilt and innocence. So we need to be in control of them. There's not a lot of senators that are charged with manslaughter that go on to become president.
The new movie, Chappaquiddick, tells the story of Senator Ted Kennedy, the youngest brother of President John F. Kennedy.
In 1969, Ted was attending a party just off Martha's Vineyard with some women who worked on his brother Bobby's presidential campaign.
Now, according to Ted, one of those girls, Mary Jo Kopechne, asked him for a ride back to her motel, but instead of turning left toward the ferry that would take her there, Ted took a hard right down an unlit dirt road toward a secluded beach and then plunged off a narrow bridge.
Yeah, his car landed upside down into a tidal pond with Mary Jo trapped inside. 10 hours later, when Ted claimed he, quote, fully realized what had happened, he contacted police.
Yeah, but it was too late. Mary Jo was dead, and now her family says this movie could be an opportunity for the world to get to know the real Mary Jo.
Yeah, she was reduced at the time to eye-catching headlines like this one from the Daily News: Teddy escapes, blonde drowns.
Wow, but Mary Jo's aunt Georgetta tells People, quote, she set up campaign headquarters, she typed up Bobby's declaration to run for president. Maybe now Mary Jo will be brought to the forefront and remembered not just for how she died, but for who she was.
And for actress Kate Mara, who portrays Mary Jo in Chappaquiddick, her family's approval means the world.
This obviously is a horrendous thing that happened to this woman, and her family obviously, I would imagine this is not an easy time for a movie like this to come out for them. So to hear that they actually appreciated it, and that's just something that's, it makes it all kind of worth it, and it does make you sort of sigh in relief. Yeah.
Mary Jo's family is also hoping the movie may prompt someone to come forward with new information, since there were so many questions after that incident.
Yeah, no autopsy was ever ordered on her body, so it is unknown how long she survived inside the submerged car.
And some critics say police didn't ask Ted the right questions or even attempt to clarify inconsistencies in his account of what exactly happened that night.
Now, all that said, Chappaquiddick has not been warmly received by the Kennedy camp. Longtime aide Bob Shrim tells People by email that Ted, quote, carried the burden of that tragic event every day of his life. There have been more than 20 books and countless articles written about it, some attempting to find the truth and others trafficking in conspiracy theories. This movie pretends to do the former. In reality, it does the latter.
Yeah, that's what he thinks about it. And the film star Jason Clarke, though, has a different take. He says the Kennedy family did reach out during production, but in his opinion, the cast and crew were successful in honoring their wishes.
I mean, I think they just sent John, the filmmaker, a note at the beginning, just remember they're real people, and I think we did that.
Yeah.
You know, this is not some assassination of the Kennedy family at all. You know, I think everybody involved was fans of, or believed in, you know, their politics and their liberal version of everything from healthcare to civil rights to education. So, you know, it's just an honest look, and we all want to just take a look at somebody that we've held in high esteem, voted into office, and look at it honestly.
Yeah, and obviously it's a big responsibility to tell someone's real-life story, so it's understandable there's a bit of controversy here.
Yeah, guys, if you want to check it all out for yourself, Chappaquiddick hits theaters everywhere April 6th.
In Casey Anthony, I found something that changed the entire way I viewed the case.
So you had a computer expert look at the home computer for Casey Anthony?
Yes, our expert missed something.
The entire Firefox history had been deleted just before Casey Anthony was arrested.
There you go. Famed O.J. Simpson prosecutor Marcia Clark is examining other infamous murder cases in her new A&E show, Marcia Clark Investigates the First 48. Now, the show delves into some of America's most shocking crimes that are either unsolved or had controversial outcomes, including the death of Casey Anthony's 2-year-old daughter, Kaylee. Clark revealing that during her examination of the case, they discovered a missing piece that could have potentially changed the trial.
There was a computer search conducted by someone in the house for foolproof suffocation. And at the time so this was not discovered by the prosecution. The defense figured it out with their investigator because he checked both browsers instead of just one browser that the prosecution expert checked, and found that someone had searched for foolproof suffocation. What we discovered is that the timing of that search indicated that only Casey Anthony could have done it. Wow. And that search was conducted just before Kaylee disappeared. And then we found out that the browser history that included that search was deleted very shortly after Casey had been contacted by the police And then they talked to her, and then they dropped her back at home. So when she was left alone with the computer, that browser history was deleted.
Can't wait for that show. And guys, coming up tomorrow, John Krasinski opens up about what it's like working alongside his wife, Emily Blunt, in the new horror film, A Quiet Place. Plus, actress Andie MacDowell stops by to talk about her new drama, Love After Love. She spills all the details about everything going on with Hugh Grant. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, really excited for that. Well, thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Baskett star Louis Anderson.
Hi, I'm Louis Anderson, and this is one last thing. The last time I laughed so hard I cried was, I was on an airplane flight and I was sleeping and I farted so loud I woke myself up. And everybody around me laughed and I started laughing and then I farted again. It was I had the taco. The last meal I cooked was kind of a Thanksgiving meal. I had a bunch of Baskett's people over. I actually pre-ordered it and then I put it in pans I had. And then I got rid of all the grocery stuff, and then I did make the gravy though. So I feel like I cooked it. The last good embarrassment was I was at the pharmacy and I take Prilosec, OTC, and I sidled up to the pharmacy and I asked the pharmacist, hey, what's the OTC mean? And he said, over the counter, and I slinked away. I was so embarrassed, OTC. Sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and go, over the counter! Over the counter!